Hi there, my name is Emily Faith and I am a teaching artist for the AT&T Performing Arts Center. Today I was hoping that you would join me as we explore some exercises that are based in drama therapy. So many of you are performers, you love to create, and there is a whole facet of art out there that can be used for healing purposes, to calm our bodies down, to check in with our emotions. And so that's what I want to do with you today. So we'll get started. All right, let's start by sitting up really straight in your chair, or standing up if you would like to do that as well. And we're just going to take 3 deep breaths in together. Good. And if you're like me, you can kind of already feel your body start to relax and start to come into this present moment. So one thing that I love to do as a drama therapist, and something I'm a drama therapist in training, and something that you might do or have done in your acting classes, is a mirror exercise. So what I'm going to ask that you do is just follow along with what my body's doing. Try to mirror it exactly as if you're on the other side of this screen, okay? See if you can do it exactly how I'm doing it. It's not too fast. Get closer to the screen. Further away. I like doing little motions. How can you make your body really small? Take up a little bit of space while still mirroring me, doing exactly what I'm doing. Good job. Good. So I really like using an exercise like that to feel out, how does it feel to follow someone else? Is it challenging when the tempo changes? Were you really in the zone with the slow motion, and then when we did smaller motions, you had to change your focus a little bit? So I like to use that as a way to check in with myself, check in with my focus, check in with my creativity. You can do this exercise at home where you lead one person and then the other person starts leading the motions. And then you can even level up where you start just leading one another without talking and just kind of seeing what naturally happens. So I love the mirror exercise as a way to ground down, focus, so that I can start my creative process. Okay, so the second thing that I like to do that is based in drama therapy is an exercise that is just checking in with our bodies. So what I might do is ask you how you're feeling today. How are you feeling physically? How are you feeling emotionally? How are you feeling spiritually? All of these things, just take a moment, and instead of giving a word to that, what we're gonna do is make a sound and emotion. So I'll go first. Let me think about how I'm feeling. Check in with my body. You can check in with yours. How are you feeling today, right in this moment, watching this video on a screen? I'll make a sound and motion. Whoa! That's how I'm feeling today. And you could repeat that. Whoa! So you can start feeling what I'm feeling. And I'd like to give you a moment to do a sound and motion about how you're feeling today in this moment. Good, great. We'll come back and check in with that later. Something I like to do to take this one step further is to create a sculpture. So a sculpture is like a statue, something frozen, right, in a position. So if I wanted to create a sculpture about how I'm feeling and experiencing whatever it is, whether it's right now in this moment, if it's about school being shifted to an online format, if it's because the grocery store doesn't have flour, I like to check in with myself and create a sculpture, and then shift that sculpture from how I'm feeling now, and if that's an uncomfortable feeling or a feeling I'd like to transition out of, shifting the sculpture to being something that could help me get out of that headspace if the headspace is negative. So if earlier this week I was feeling really exhausted, so if I want to do a sculpture of how I was feeling then, it would be and just freeze my body. And if you want to transform that to something that would help me get from this like desperation feeling, I might transform it to my muscles and feeling how strong that I feel that I got through something difficult, right? So right now I'd like to invite you, you can either pause the screen or I'll wait for a few moments. I'd love for you to create a sculpture of how you're feeling right now, or maybe a challenging feeling that you've been feeling over the past couple of weeks. And then we'll take that sculpture and transform it to a sculpture that could help you get past that feeling or work through that feeling. So whenever you're ready, do a sculpture of yourself and how you're feeling right now, any negative feelings you're experiencing, and get to a frozen position with that. Good. And then when you're ready, I want you to think about what other statue could come in and help this statue out and change and shift your body to represent that statue. So for me, it was the muscles, but what could that be for you? Wonderful. Great. I encourage you to do exercises like this whenever you're kind of feeling stuck in your emotions. A lot of time, what we do is talk about our feelings and get them out verbally, but something you can do is also use your body to express what you're feeling and help you better understand what's going on inside of your head, right? It's a lot sometimes. All right, and for one more exercise, you might be familiar with this. It's an exercise that we use to ground ourselves down. This is something therapists use, a lot of yoga teachers use, but as a creative arts therapist in training, I'm really interested in this being an embodied experience. And if you don't feel comfortable putting it in your body, this is also something you can grab a piece of paper or a paintbrush and get it down on paper and out of your body in a different way. So something we like to do is start in a nice seated position and think about 5 things right now, 5 things that you can see. What are 5 things right now that you can see? I can see my bed, I can see my computer, I can see my ring light, I can see my coffee cup, I can see my pencil, right? What are these 5 things that you can see? And you can either name those or you can draw them, or the drama therapist in me would love for me to act out. I can see my coffee cup, I can see my ring light, my body doesn't change that much. I can see my computer, right? I can see my pencil. I'm gonna make myself even smaller, right? So you do that. Then we think about 4 things. What are 4 things right now that you can hear? I can hear my air conditioning, so I might move back and forth like this. What are 4 things in this moment that you can hear? Good. I want to go to number 3. What are 3 things in this moment that you can feel? I can feel the carpet under my feet and the chair behind me. I can feel the fan. I'll do that motion again. Good. I'm going to do 2 things. 2 things that you can taste. What are 2 things that you can taste at this moment? And once again, you can draw this out, you can act it out, you can just say it out loud, you can think about it, but all of these things are a way to ground down and be present in the present moment. So what's one thing right now that you can smell? I think I can smell my lunch being almost finished. What's one thing you can smell? So if I did my lunch, I would do this because it's like sizzling and hot. Or you could draw it out. Great. So you can use these 5 senses. You can go in any order that you want to, but I really like to use this exercise to be in the present moment. It's important as an artist to stay in the present moment so that if you're working with a scene partner, or if you are painting a picture, or if you're playing music, you're paying attention to what is right in front of you, right? You're grounded in this moment. You're reacting to what's happening in front of you. You're reacting to the music you're hearing. You're reacting to that paint stroke. And it just allows for art to come out of us in a way that doesn't feel as forced, and it feels more connected. So I encourage you to use any of these exercises either by yourself or with a group as a way to calm yourself down, focus on the art that you want to create, and continuing with the wonderful work that you're doing. Thanks so much for joining me.